minute goes like this, and I wanted to just kind of make this a more of a perspective building. Like I said, hence we talked to my daughter earlier about the girls on the run process and all the feelings that she had and things of that nature, and how I was there to kind of coach her. But also, with that being said, I wanted to kind of build some perspective and let y'all know that we're here for clear the air is here for the culture. We're here to give us some information on how we should do things, and how we should live our lives, how we should react, how we should respond to different things in our lives. And we know how life often gets the best of us and on how we do things. But I want y'all to just take this time right now to just stop, in the moment of all the things that's going on, and realize that I'm 37, right? And I know, in all honesty, this thing right here called life ain't gonna last forever, right? And a lot of people I meet in my walking and my coming and my going, they be like, yo, every time you do something, man, you do it and it inspires me. Like, you do it and they be like, damn, I ain't think it can get done like that, but you do it. Or you do it and you say you're gonna do it and then it get done, right? And I'm a firm believer of Jesus Christ being my savior. Shout out to my boy James Winston as well. But with that being said, I want y'all to listen to this, man, because I feel like this hits home a lot. And I want to just give some perspective, because I feel like I want you to decide now, because you, unfortunately, are not going to be here forever, okay? This is not forever. What I want you to do is I want you to finish. I want you to execute. I don't want you to say that you want to see the effort. I want you to pay for the effort. I want you to finish the race, like I talked to my daughter earlier today. I want you to finish the race. I want you to keep going. I want you to do this thing to the best of your ability. We are all spiritual beings living in a physical form right now. Like I said on the last podcast, man, I want you to think it, because if you can think it, you can believe it. If you can believe it, you can definitely achieve it, man. So just listen to this real quick, all right? If it plays.
Today, just like that, we shut our eyes for the last time. And that would be it. Game over. And there's a pretty good chance that there's nothing after that. No do-overs, no second chances. Just nothing. You cease to be. Now imagine you knew that was coming and you had a couple minutes before you closed your eyes. Do you think you'd look back happy, knowing that you spent years doing a job you hate, or that you stayed in an environment that wasn't right for you, or that you didn't travel to that country you always wanted to visit because saving a few $100s was the sensible thing to do? Do you think you'd be proud that you held a grudge for so long and now you can't make it right? Or proud that you were always too busy to answer the phone to your parents? Or that you never told the person how you truly feel? And do you think you'd look back happy knowing that you never truly chased your dreams because you were too scared? We have one shot in this life, and yet we're still scared to truly live. But the odds of you being born are 1 in 400 trillion. But the odds of death? Certain. Yet we treat life like the certainty. Tomorrow always comes, right? And then...
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, with that message y'all just heard, death is certain. Tomorrow is not promised, man. And like I told my daughter, Zendaya, when we was running this 5K, I was like, look, I need you to tell yourself you can, you will, you must. That pain you're feeling is temporary. Everything I'm telling you, I'm telling myself. Each and every day I go out here and I put 1 foot forward and here in life. But I wanted to let her know as well, because this podcast is highly syndicated. It's also streaming on all major platforms because I pay real money for that shit. But I also want to let her know when she look back on this, the 5, 10 years, 15 years from now, that the real best comes when you are tired. You feel the most pressure because in the midst of all that pressure, you are evolving. You are changing. You are becoming what we call a diamond. Like a couple of diamonds on my left hand here. But you are becoming a diamond. And the only way that we can know that you are a diamond, not just a shiny piece of glass, is you got to get that pressure. You got to get tested. And in order to be tested, you got to get that pressure. And within that pressure, if you're not a diamond, you'll crush. But if you are a diamond, you will be strong, and they'll know that you are real, you are true, and you are who you are. So I want you to stop complaining. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, listen to this podcast while you're on lunch break, while you at work, while you at home, while you on the shitter, or whatever it is, while you were just sitting here listening, just fell upon this podcast. I want you to stop complaining, because right now, as I'm speaking, you do not have any time. So what you going to do with the time that you have left in this world, in this lifetime? Because there's a lot of people's lives, a lot of people's destinies is attached to what you do right now. So go through the hard. And on the other side of that, it's going to be everything that you work for, everything that you wish for, everything that you hope for, everything that you prayed for. And that's just my little motivational minute for this week. I just want to give y'all a little perspective. And it's just like that. But just moving right along, I just wanted to also let y'all know if you like this podcast, just stop what y'all doing, like I said earlier, and just let you know that you've seen enough. Do yourself a favor, tell a friend. While you at it, go ahead and you just hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment. We all streaming on all major platforms and YouTube. # clear the air. With that being said, man, I want to let y'all know that continue to be the best version of yourself. We appreciate y'all rocking with us for another episode, which is a lengthy episode of Twin Tuition Percent's Clear the Air. Nicole and the boys, you got anything you want to add before we rock roll?
I guess the only thing I got to add is kind of on the lines of your motivational minute. But, you never know when your parents' last day is going to come. You don't know when your grandparents' last day is going to come. So like you said, how, not answering your grandparents' phone call or not answering your parents' phone call.
Right.
Like, I love my dad to death.
Mm-hmm.
My dad will call me and I will literally be on the phone with my dad for like an hour, 2 hours. And he's just like, my dad's French and Italian, so he talks. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can be like, all right, Dad, I got to go take my shower. I got to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. And it's like, I don't want to push him off the phone, but I got to sometimes because, I do have to get things together and get things going ready for work in the morning. But, like, I would give anything for that phone call from my grandma.
That's true.
Or that phone call from your mom. Hug, where Corral at?
Right, real shit. Yep.
So answer them calls.
Yeah, definitely. Answer them calls, man. But it's a little perspective, and I feel like I needed to hear that perspective as well, because it's some conversations and things like that need to be had and whatnot. And I don't want to put my pride, in the front of all of it. I want to, have these conversations and have these relationships. Not to say that we're always going to agree, but I want to let, my loved ones know that I do care, things of that nature. I do give a damn. I do want to be around. But in the same token, I want to still, have my peace. I don't want to have, situations where it's always, confrontation or conflict. I don't entertain the BS. But in the same token, I want to let y'all know that I do care and I do give a damn. Now, this is why I created this podcast, for us to self-assess, to have a conversation. I feel like iron does sharpen iron, and in order to be sharpened, one has to be sharper than the other. And I'm not saying everything that, on my perspective, has to be right at all times, but we don't have to get into these, shouting matches where, the loudest one in the room has to be right, because usually the loudest one in the room is
wrong.
Right. But Like I said before, because I'm a man of my word, Twin Tuition is a place built off of these 3 pillars, which is love, positivity, and change. And it's the only way we're going to get better is if we change our ways, be able to self-assess, look yourself in the mirror. That man or a woman that's looking to you in that mirror is going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So as I end this podcast, as I always do, I want you to always pray, to have the eyes to see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. Change your thoughts. You'll change your world. Don't give advice, live it. People get your message by watching you. And like I said before, in the words of Lunatic, you'll never lead a flock of men to the promised land. How you gonna hold the crown? We here to clear the air, y'all. We can hold that crown. Bernie Burns, take us out, man.
Peace, your man Burns. You're now locked into Twin Tuition. Clear the air.